most successful screenwriter in the history of the world, recovering hobo, with my healthy breakfast. I'm not going to put, oh, why did I bring the steel cutouts out? What am I thinking? I'm going to put peaches in this. Misleading thumbnail now. I want some peaches today. I'm going to mix it up, shake my body up. Cup of water. I also like a cup and a half because I know it gets, yeah, it's too mud-like if I don't have enough. How's it going, everybody? I am at the end of the week. Viernes, Friday, yesterday, ayer, jueves. Got my days up there. 79 grams of protein powder. My body, my whole being is so worn out, but I love it. It's great. I've been working so hard, pushing myself. Last night I went to sleep at like 6:20 at night. I was so hungry and tired. Been good about my diet. I thought about cheating yesterday. I'm like, not going to do it. It wouldn't even be like that enjoyable. Even for like one little piece of candy, like, you know, we have little candies at my job. They leave out like a warhead or something, you know, sour candy. I'm like, not worth it. It's not going to make me feel much better, and then I'll get this extra sugar. I don't want that. There we go. I did add a few extra grams of chicken to my dinner last night. I was like, I could probably use the proteins in this. Because I've been working out so hard. I just sort of been, you know, dialing in my workouts to be even stricter and like push my form and doing supersets with my arms. Legs, I can only do like supersets between like squats and calf raises. No, I did them too with hamstring curls. Grams of flaxseed. All this protein powder and flaxseed, it's going to make the solution I have here kind of thick, so that's why I put a cup and a half of water. Grams walnuts. That's it. Oh, I need that can of peaches out to see. I want about 31 grams of carbohydrates from my peaches. I forget how many. I think that would be like 248 grams of peaches. But let me see. I gotta look at the can. That's exactly right. 248 grams. It'll make 32 grams of carbohydrates from the peaches. That's fine. I want around 31 grams in my oatmeal in the morning of carbohydrates. So now I'm replacing that with peaches today. Keep my body confused. Keep it trying to keep adjusting to get the most nutrients out of whatever I eat, so it doesn't plateau. Because I am kind of hovering always around 144 pounds. Some days, you know, I have more water or whatever, or more other stuff in me. Cinnamon, delicious. And a little salt, like a quarter of a tablespoon of salt. I'll even sort of measure that. Not much at all. I'm not going crazy. So again, I'm going to put 248 grams of peaches in here. Assuming I even have 248 grams from this can. I think I do, yeah. I think I looked at the can and it had them. And I'm trying to think, okay, what's going to be, oh, so this is a poetry breakfast. I've been reading poetry lately. I love it. Rate my poetry. I love it. I'm like I was bored out of my mind. My brain could not focus on it years ago. Probably partly because of my lifestyle and diet. Also just maturity, it took time to mature. But I've had this book of poems that was like arranged by Garrison Keillor from Prairie Home Companion, because I used to try and listen to, he would read poems at like 6:30 or 6 a.m. whatever in the morning, and I would listen to him on the radio when I was working at Enterprise Rent-A-Car. I would get into work early, and so I would drive there. I would try and listen, and I don't think I could listen to one poem with my brain actually focusing on. I was always tuning out. Just could not make my brain listen. And just as in like sort of outgrowth of my interest in screenwriting, I started getting interested in other types of writing, and like just poetry became a natural thing. I was reading poetry online, these poems from Wilfred Owen, a World War I soldier, amazing poem. Like I don't know how he wrote that stuff, and just so it just shows how senseless the war was, killing all these people, and he was wounded a bunch and then killed a week before the war was over. So it's like, what was the point of that? That all that fighting, and then like fighting for what, a week out from when the armistice was declared. But anyways, he wrote amazing poems. I'm like, how do you even write this stuff? And then I've had, so for years, like years and years, I've had this book from of poems like arranged by Garrison Keillor, or selected poems by Garrison Keillor. Could never bring myself to read them. Right? I tried, they just couldn't get it. And I just started reading them lately, and I'm like, I love it. It's like I'm just traveling when I read those. And I read them out loud, partly to comprehend them, because if I don't, my brain will just start tuning out, and I often have to like try and read them like 1.5 times to really get it. Okay, 248 grams of peaches is gonna be delicious. But it's amazing. I love them. And then I write my own poems, like at the end of the night, because I don't have much time to write now. I'm in between classes for screenwriting, but I'm like, I want to keep it up. Whatever I do, I'll just write a poem myself. Try and do one a night. That's it, because I'm studying Da Vinci Resolve, so I'm taking pages and pages of notes on that every day, watching videos. It's making so much sense to me now that I'm watching the videos. Casey Ferris does a great job on YouTube of explaining Da Vinci Resolve. Holy crap, this is like the whole can of peaches. Cut this one in half. Cut it again. I want that 248 grams, man. There, 247, close enough. Oh, I should have put the cinnamon over the peaches. I'll do that. And I get the blueberries on there, 22 grams of blueberries. So anyways, it's amazing. I'm like, oh, it's just expanding my mind, and it's great. My brain could not. If you have poetry recommendations, let me know. Now I'm looking up YouTubers who talk about poetry to get recommendations on what to read. Now I have so much stuff to read. I'm still finishing that Sherlock Holmes book, but I don't want to, like, I was so exhausted last night. I was literally like, I don't even know if I can write a poem tonight. Even a short one, like a quarter of a page. I was like, I don't even know if I can read another poem. But I wanted to get some in by like I said, like by 6:20. At 6:21, really, I was looking at my watch or cell phone at the time. I was like, that's it. I'm exhausted. I slept well. I need the rest and recovery. And it sort of puts me at ease before I go to sleep, so my mind's not racing. So, and also, kind of, when you read poetry, there's all those breaks in the page. Wow. Read it kind of quickly. I'm going to put some like good brown stuff on peaches. So it's like I'm gonna go through that poetry book really quickly, even if I'm only reading like 4 or 5 poems a night. I don't even know if I made it to 5 poems last night. I was so exhausted. So I'm gonna have the I'm gonna read the book soon. Finish it. I want to read it again, like go through everything again and read it out loud and slowly, like comprehend the words. Because again, my mind still tunes out sometimes, especially if I'm like not quite following what they're talking about. So there you go. Look at that. And so this is actually a healthy, not just healthy. Yeah, lots of stuff are healthy. If you just eat a bowl of, salad like arugula and lettuce and stuff, it's going to be healthy. I'm trying to hit my nutrition goals, so I can do it while eating stuff I really enjoy. So if you have poetry books, I'd prefer to have a book. I want to have it in front of. Yes, I can find poetry everywhere online. Send me your poetry recommendations because now I'm looking them up on YouTube to hear people talk about them. I want to hear them talk about it and understand like what's interesting about who's into it. Why are people into this? Like I never understood it before. Damn, that's good. What should my cheat meal be tomorrow? It's not going to be a cheat meal. It's going to be a cheat day, but I want to keep it reasonable. I have another can of peaches. I could make another peaches breakfast, but that's not really a cheat meal. It's just a delicious meal. Um, and not too crazy unreasonable. I could have like a sugary cereal tomorrow morning after my oatmeal. Damn, this is good. With like, coconut milk or almond milk or whatever. It's so freaking expensive. Ralph's does have a cheaper, those milks from like whatever, coconuts, almonds, all that. Oat milk, cashew milk. I want to find hemp milk. They used to sell that at Safeway in Arlington, Virginia, but damn, it was so expensive buying groceries there too. I just remember that more because I was always charging out my credit card. Isn't that sick? A country where people can't just afford food, they have to charge it. They have to finance their food. And I'm determined to try and actually recover this weekend to get my proper nutrition in and rest. I'm not trying to exercise. I'm going to have to ride my bike today. My legs need the rest. But I decided I'm not even going to do push-ups this morning. I've been working my arms hard, and so I want to back off for a few days and see how it goes. Already, my muscles are bigger, but I'm not even trying to get bigger. I want to cut right now and keep my body, I want to stay injury-free and stuff and not deplete myself so much. Bit into a walnut. And I used to just kill myself working out, like 7 days a week for months on end, endless sets, and I barely had any improvement, so I looked the same. So I know now, okay, it's diet more than just a workout. And ultimately, quality of life and all that. I'm still thinking I should move at some point, but I want to do it the right way. I've been so exhausted. I'm like, I don't even care that I live in this place or whatever. I just so exhausted, and I feel it in my legs too. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio comes out on Netflix today. I'm going to watch that this weekend. Normally, I don't watch new stuff, or for that I will. And Brendan Fraser is in The Whale. Darren Aronofsky's The Whale. It comes out today. I'm not going to bother seeing it in theaters. I wanted to, and I'm like, I would love to, but it's the time it's going to take me to get to a theater and back, even though it's not, that big a deal, the trip and everything, and the money. I'm better off just staying home watching stuff, like, because I need that time to study. I'm putting all my time into, accelerating how I learn, DaVinci Resolve, all the new stuff on Magix Vegas. Resolve is making so much sense to me now. I've taken 10 pages of notes from Casey Ferris's videos, step by step, everything. So I'm like, this is so incredibly simple. I didn't even know what nodes were. Now I get it. They're just basically where you apply all your grades from the color wheels and the color palettes at the bottom. I'm like, I haven't even used Resolve yet, and I understand this stuff now. So I'm like, oh, this is so incredibly simple. I see why it's powerful. It's powerful in its simplicity. I want to learn this right the first time. I don't want to be struggling with it and think, well, it's too hard. What's the point? I don't get this stuff, and have to relearn it later. And then I want to make money coloring and editing, and see if I can do that and have my screenwriting. And so when I make my movie, I'll have money to finance my own film, and then I can edit it and color it myself. Slow down and enjoy this. Feel my legs, how worn out they are. I was feeling it yesterday at work, just walking around. So glad I slept well last night. I needed it. I did feel so weak and depleted one day this week. I had a little cheat on my diet. I had a Kind bar and a banana. That was outside my meal plan. And this weekend I hope to sit a lot and enjoy studying DaVinci Resolve, and almost like trying to master it before I even open it. I want to learn it right. Thank goodness YouTube's around with all these tutorials. Thank goodness. Man, that makes life easier. I don't have to go take some class. I've already paid hundreds of dollars for coloring courses like over a year ago because I thought I'd need them. They've just been sitting on my computer. I'm like, And I watched a little of him. The teacher was so fucking annoying. He was like being condescending to the class, like he knew the answer, and he's just asking anyone, how do you do this? Anyone? Like I was watching the recordings of it. It's like if you know the answer, stop messing with people. Just tell them. I'm like, I don't even see how you're a good person if you can do that to someone. Man, I can use more food now, but that's it for my breakfast. I already had my coffee before this. Time is it? 5:26. Still pretty early. I got a while before I get to work, so I'm gonna clean up. I made my lunch this morning too. I was too tired to do it yesterday. And read some poetry and ride my bike to work. But I'm gonna leave early so I can ride it slowly and not push myself hard. That'll help. Because my legs, they do need recovery. They're not like sore, but they're just worn out. I'm like, they need to recover. Even walking now is tiring. And again, not in like a really bad, painful way. I'm like, I've been working them so hard this week. It's just time for them to recover. I want to get some hard recovery in, just like I had hard workouts. And just lots of activity at my job. I'm moving around film cans. I'm like a film librarian, so carrying them around, carting them around, pushing them on dollies, going up ladders to put them on shelves. And I got tired of whatever. I had dandelion tea last night. Love that. Trying to be healthy. And also just gave me a few minutes to... It was funny. It was like kind of pushing myself harder before I got to my room and could sit and watch Casey Ferris explain Resolve. But it just also gave me a little time to relax. And like over here, I didn't want to get too comfortable. I didn't sit on the couch in the living room. I sat here at the kitchen bar, like where I just sat to eat my breakfast. Anyways, talking to my mom. She's doing well. She's actually recovering from surgery. I'll make a video about that, I guess, but it doesn't matter. She had just a minor thing, like it was just basically it was a plastic surgery. Her eyelid was drooping so much it was getting bothersome for her, so she just had her eyelid kind of pulled up, I guess, raised. So that was like two or 3 days ago. She had that surgery, so now she's just home recovering, so she's gonna be recovering for a couple days before she starts going out again. She said she's so bored at home, but yeah, that's what recovery is like. Oh, I can't wait to just learn all this stuff and do it and watch movies this weekend. I need to recover my brain. I've been pushing my brain so hard, learning all this new stuff and writing, and the poetry is amazing. Again, like when I'm reading it, I read it out loud, partly to comprehend it and to hear what it's like. But if I don't, it's like my brain will wander off, especially for sentences that like I don't quite, they aren't like plain, simple, like day-to-day talk. They're getting kind of abstract of like, the world is a blanket and finding my all this abstract stuff. Well, let me try and make a poem now. The world is a blanket for me. I find myself on fire. Each step is ruinous. Yet my friends are all here for me. Childhood was a lark. I don't know anything but my measly job. I tried to get to I tried to get to a cooking class yesterday, but I couldn't get to the bus on time. Work kept me late. It's getting better with the story, I think, but you get the idea. So, like, it's easier to focus when it's more a specific story. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'm gonna go finish my morning floss. Everybody floss out there. Keep yourself healthy. Floss up and down. Pull against the sides of your teeth to get all the germs out. All right, bye.